I'm very excited now to talk a little bit about all of the cool things we've done at RPAG over the past year, as well as some of the neat things that we have coming up for 2023 and beyond. So, what's new at RPAG? Me, I'm new at RPAG. No, I'm just kidding. I was a little confused why they put my headshot at the front of this presentation, but I thought it's an okay picture of me, so we'll keep it in. So if you've seen me speak before, I always start out a presentation with a quote, and I found this quote by Thomas Edison. There's a way to do it better, find it. And so in the spirit of Thomas Edison, I'm going to stand up here and take a bunch of credit for things that people I work with did. So to start off, 629 completed enhancements to the RPAG Advisor Portal this year. I did not make that number up. I actually found it. It's a lot. We do a tech enhancement push every 2 weeks, which means we do roughly 30 tech enhancements per tech push that we do. So trust me when I say that the feedback that we get from our advisors, from our partners, for the folks that use our resources, we're taking it to account and we're acting on it very fast. 629 enhancements. I don't think that should be lost on you. 629 enhancements. I've been in meetings where we've talked about all 629 of them. Veronica Lee's smiling at me because she was in those meetings as well. Why 629 enhancements? It seems like a lot. How can there be 629 enhancements made to a website in a year? There's two reasons why we make enhancements to the RPAG suite of resources. The first is to put more tools in your toolbox. As an advisor, you need to constantly differentiate yourself and your services from your competition. And so anything that we can provide you here at RPAG to help you continuously win new business, we're going to build it for you. I'll be talking a little bit later about some of the new arrows we've put in your quiver, the Rollover Analyzer, ESG ratings, some of that cool stuff. All of it is there so that you can continue to differentiate yourself when talking to prospects and continue to service your clients at the highest rate possible. And second, we want to add efficiency to your processes. I don't think there's any better example of how we've added efficiency to advisors' workflow than our automated meeting minutes. By show of hands, how many people have used the automated meeting minutes in RPAG? Lorinda, all right. Okay, if you haven't used the automated meeting minutes, tomorrow during our tech workshop, we'll be going through how to use them. And I know meeting minutes not the most exciting thing in the world, but I promise once you see how it works, it's an absolute game changer. It takes information from a report that you ran in RPAG, pulls it into an executive summary, and puts together a Word document in less than 5 minutes. So those of you out there spending an hour and a half putting together meeting minutes for a meeting, please check out those automated meeting minutes. So if you save, call it 45 minutes each meeting that you run, over the span of a year, 4 quarters, you're looking at several hours that you're getting back for business-driven activities, whether it's reaching out to prospects, running new campaigns, etc. So even little things that we do within our portal, within our reporting, they make a big difference over the long term. So that's where those 629 enhancements come from. So I'll spend the next couple minutes talking about a few of my favorite enhancements that we've made to the portal. The first being, and my friend Lisa Conti, who did an absolutely phenomenal job before me talking about RFP Express, mentioned our cybersecurity overview reporting. Now we released this in late 21, early 2022, and have since enhanced it and added a few data points to it to give it an even sleeker look and give more data to you. So if any of your prospects are out there, are concerned with news headlines they've maybe seen with data breaches, we all remember Wells Fargo a few years ago or things like that, our cybersecurity reporting gives a very comprehensive overview of all of the different record keepers and TPAs and what their capabilities are in the cybersecurity realm. So the cybersecurity report can be run within a provider analysis report. It can also be run standalone through the plan details page within RPAG. The next is an enhancement that we've made to the investment review called the mapping strategy. So a lot of you folks, when you go out to talk to prospects, Maybe you show how you can overhaul the investment lineup for that prospect. And we made it even easier for you to do that now. By with just a click of a button, you can show how that whole lineup would look if you mapped all the CITs into it, or if you only mapped the funds that were up for elimination to CITs. That My Fund Menu option means that you can create your own custom fund menu. Maybe you have a focus list of about 100 funds that you want to use across your book of business, and you want all your recommendations to pull from that list. That's where My Fund Menu is going to come into play. And then lastly, Provider Product, which is our legacy option, where if you're using one of the many great products that our record keeper partners use, Empower Select, Principal PCRP, Fidelity Fee-Based, I could go on and on. If you want the recommendations to pull from those investment platforms, you can use Provider Product. So we've streamlined the investment review product to help you make quicker and easier investment decisions for your clients and prospects. Sticking with the investment review, we've added another report module here called the Plan Highlights, which takes a few data points from around your client details page in RPAG, things like plan design, automatic features, things like that, and puts it into a nice summary for you. This is great to include in an investment review possibly, a provider analysis as well, a great 10,000-foot look at the plan and some of the different important things that you can talk about the plan sponsor with. So one of the biggest enhancements that we talked about last year within the RPAG Advisor Portal was adding more practice management tools. We added a task management system into RPAG. We added additional calendaring features into RPAG. And our latest enhancement to that suite of practice management resources is the client servicing page, which has an updated look now. Essentially what the client servicing page does is rolls up all of the clients within your book of business that each have their own page within RPAG, and it takes information from each client's service plan and puts it all on one screen for you. So with just a click of a button on this screen, you can take a look at what investment review meetings do I have coming up? What reports should I be running in the next couple days? All of that information is aggregated onto this one page. You can filter this by the quarter that you're looking at, the client, the block of business that you're looking at, and you can also, it's a little hard to see on the right-hand side there, you can actually already see on this screen if the report's been run. So if you have an investment review and you haven't run it yet, you'll have a little link right there where you can click on it and it'll take you right to the investment review page within that client. Speaking of, adding arrows to your quiver, one of the more popular topics that I found myself talking with advisors about last year was Prohibited Transaction Exemption 2020-02, PTE 2020-02. It really opened up the space for advisors to capture rollover opportunities with participants who were rolling over their assets. And so our wonderful ERISA team, including John Nelson, who's speaking earlier today, put together a Rollover Analyzer report that's built directly into RPAG that allows you as an advisor to take a participant through every step of a rollover and make all of the important fiduciary documentations that you need to comply with PTE 2020-02. This Rollover Analyzer takes a look at different decision factors. It allows you to customize the weighting of those decision factors to make sure that you're taking into consideration what's important for that participant, and that it also, if you'd like, includes a recommendation for that participant if they're going to roll over their assets or not. So for any of you folks that deal in rollovers, I highly recommend taking a look at the Rollover Analyzer. You can find that in your main menu on RPAG. If you were at our national conference in September of last year, you might be aware that we unveiled a new ESG rating methodology where we partner with MSCI to provide an ESG rating for each fund in our system. So if ESG is a topic of conversation that your client would like to have or your prospect would like to have, we've included ESG rating reporting, much like you see up here on the left side, where the funds will be rated from AAA all the way down to CCC in terms of their ESG exposure. Takes a look at several different categories of ESG exposure and how those funds comply with the rating system put together by MSCI. Like I said, Lisa Conti already did a phenomenal job putting together a great review of RFP Express, but this is a tool that we've been working on for, golly, a couple years now at this point, and it's something that I believe is going to be a huge game changer for our advisors out there in terms of winning new business and receiving quotes. Currently, we have a little over a dozen providers on the system and adding more each quarter. But this is currently the fastest and most efficient way in the industry to receive quotes for record keeping and TPA business and put together a clear, concise report that you can feel comfortable taking to your clients or prospects. So what's coming up next for RPAG? A couple different things I wanted to highlight today. First of all, we are currently working on an automated fund commentary feature to add write-ups to funds within RPAG, something that can be included in investment reviews and other investment due diligence reporting. Going back to RFP Express, we are currently working on updating the open architecture quoting system within there so you can receive fully open architecture quotes within that RFP Express system. Also, I'd like to announce that we are now partnering with a firm called Venrollment, where RPAG members can now get an exclusive discount on their services. Venrollment puts together customized enrollment videos using cutting-edge technology. They're great for enrollment meetings and other things like that. If you haven't taken a look at their services, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to introduce you to those folks. Financial wellness, we've enhanced the WellCents reporting that's available. We are putting together more options and more data to be included in that employer roll-up reporting, where after you've met with participants one-on-one, you can put together a report that summarizes all of those meetings and puts together all the data that you found through those assessments. And speaking of WellCents, we're also working on a filter where you as the advisor can set up when participants go through the WellCents assessment, what advisor are they going to see? You can set it by asset range or by age. That filtering system will make sure that you're matching the right advisor with the right employee. And then lastly, something that we are consistently doing and planning a pretty big overhaul in the future is the UI facelift, making sure that the user interface within the RPAG system is easy to use, something that everyone can feel comfortable running reports through and feels comfortable navigating through. So as Lisa Conti already did for me, if you have any questions, you can please feel free to reach out to me if you want to talk through any of these enhancements, whether it's RFP Express or any of the things that we have coming up. I'll be here today and tomorrow, so feel free to pull me aside, or at the group dinner later, I'd be happy to have a beer with anyone out here. So thank you again, and have a great rest of your day.